Fascinating. It's all very fascinating. Hey, this is Tom from Small Scale Life Podcast. I hope you are having a great night. It is January 18th, 2025. It is 10:30 p.m. Central. And if you had done the math, it's 11:30 p.m. Central Eastern Time. So our wonderful little program called TikTok was supposed to be deleted at midnight or so on the 19th. It's how do I say this, everyone? How do I say this? Hey, Adam, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Adam Rapier from Colorado. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Because I'm just like, it's a little like I have so much to say, but the thunder is kind of gone because check this stuff out. Right? Oh, is it not going to do that for me? Well, hold on. Let me gather my thoughts. Let's start with this. Hold on. Oops. I thought I was going to add that. I'm still working with the technology. Let's do this. Happy Sunday. Well, today's project list is to fill this in with sand material, clear debris out of the alleyway here. There was an old deck here once upon a time that we tore up. Get all this material out, take up the landscape fabric, and drop seed. We're going to seed all of this. So yes, we'll have more yard, more grass, but it'll be easier to maintain because we have all of this, and there's just so many flowers. There's only so many flowers and plants that you can take care of. So we want to maximize the good stuff and grass the rest. And I think this will be a really cool space, almost like a little grove right by the house. So that's today. See you later. All right. So that video, what's the importance of this video? So this video is from TikTok, okay? And hello, Yoga Kitty. She's coming to visit me. This video was from TikTok, and this video was from 9/11/2022 in the morning. So that was a very big day in our lives because that's the day we lost Danny, okay? And I was working on this particular area, cleaning up this area. I wanted to grass this so Jules could do your yoga stuff. She had just graduated. She was just graduating from her yoga instructor training, and our plan was to grass this. We had a pollinator garden that's like right behind me, and we had flowers all over the place. And I worked my butt off on this all day, just getting it ready. And that's when the Yoga Kitty's coming through. And that's when I got the call late in the day that everything fell apart. My whole world fell apart. And this was captured on TikTok. Okay. This video was on TikTok. It's not on YouTube. I don't know if it's anywhere, to be honest with you. I think it might be on my hard drive, maybe. But I put it on TikTok because who would have thought TikTok would go away? And so, I forgot about that because I went back and I looked at my videos between when I did a live at 8:30 p.m. Central, because I thought it was going to, or 7:30 p.m. Central. I thought it was going down then till now. Until 9:30. Because that's when it went down, is 9:30. I was looking at my feed and my page, and I wanted to see videos, and I wanted to get some stats out of it. And then it occurred to me to look back at that particular time in life. And there was this video. This was the morning. I was working on this area when Danny died. Okay. I got the call sitting on my front step right over here when I got a call from my son that my oldest son was dead. Okay. So, I've got people telling me, oh, this is a Chi-Com platform and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, maybe. But man, there was some good stuff, very powerful stuff on this that brought back a lot of memories for me. And so it's personal, right? It's personal. So I was able to pull this video, and as I looked, I saw that there were a series of videos that came after this. Every day I was posting something because I think that was normality for me, and it was easy to post on TikTok versus all the hoops you have to jump through for YouTube or Instagram. It just doesn't have the same vibe, right? So it is personal, and I saw another lady was trying to pull videos from 2023 and her husband passing, and she was trying to pull him off of his TikTok page. And it's like, this is a big deal. This is a big freaking deal. You can say it's national security all you want, but Facebook sells their data to China, and Facebook puts their stuff on Chinese servers. Come on now. Come on. So yeah, I'm a little pissed about it. I've got family members telling me, oh, this is Chinese. This is Chinese Communist Party. Blah, 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 the Chi-Coms. And it's like, you know what? People invested a lot of time in this, and they put some big memories on there. Good, bad, ugly, right? It's not just about dancing people. It's not. There was more to it than that. So that's why I wanted to start this with this video, and I'm a little discombobulated because holy smokes, I thought we were going to have a chance to watch this thing go, but no, 9:30. She gone. So we're going to light a little candle there, and we're going to light a little candle here. There we go. It's gone. TikTok is gone for now, and I don't know how it comes back. I mean, it is pretty amazing. And Adam, I know you. Thanks for checking in. They did it early, which kind of sucks. Totally true. And I did too. I really thought at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, I had the video up. I did a 25 minutes. I was like, okay, here we go. And I was waiting for this thing to go, right? And do something. And it didn't right away. So I was like, what are we doing? I just did a 25-minute live stream on YouTube and nothing, and I actually popped up some my page, and some weird stuff came up, and I was like, oh God, no, I don't want to have that on my page. So I took that down, and I decided that we would do it later, a kind of a night owl thing. And it gives me more practice to do these live streams and everything. And then gone, history already. So it was funny because Adam, Jason and I were talking, and we were talking through Facebook Messenger, and we were kind of watching this thing go, and it was funny because things just started to happen. I mean, it's like Hemingway says, right? First it happened slowly, and then it happened very quickly, because there was nothing going on. People were doing lives. There was a lot of people doing lives, trying to get squeeze every last minute out of that platform, and they were going. And then Jason was saying they were starting to glitch, and I had kind of moved away from it because I was trying to download stuff and do other things. And I stopped watching people that were doing lives, and I swerved back into it. This is a little dated. Let me pull this up here. I swear, when I left TikTok, let's see, it was kind of looking like this, but this is a little dated. I actually ended up with 53 likes and 489 followers. I had added some, I think I had like 4 videos after this. So this wasn't the final. Oh, you can't even see it. Doggone it. Oh, wait a minute. Always the technology. There we go. So you can see, I mean, this is what our screen looks like, and I had a few more videos on there, and And actually, you can see how many likes you have, the overall likes. And I had almost, 5,200, which is a lot, and for almost 500 followers, which was cool. So, yeah, so that's how I left it. And then I came back into it a little bit later, and it looked like, let's see, let's add this. Then I came back into it like 20 after 9 or so, and then I got this. I popped it open, and I was like, "Ooh, this isn't good." So I started that's when I started downloading videos, including the one we just watched. And the beautiful thing is there was no music on it. There's no watermark on it. It's just, it was just, I grabbed it, and then I got this warning. It was like, yeah, 903. I was like, this is serious. This is happening. This is real. And then I got into download mode, and eventually it just it went to this. I'll show you here. Pull this up. So this is the screen I get right now. It's up on my computer, and yeah, it's done. It is done. I mean, I kind of wanted to be doing this live and going through this, and then all of a sudden it goes to this, and I wanted that just as a moment of time, and then it went before I was ready, and that's just life. And we can yeah, this is what the screen looked like on your computer. This let me do back to here. So this, this was a cool moment, because this was this November. Actually, we put up our tree and our stuff early, and it was great because we hadn't pulled out our ornaments and the stockings and done it like this since Danny died. And that was an important moment for us to pull this out and put this up. And everything was just really great. And we did this for Ryan's girlfriend and for us, right? And for us. Each ornament is a memory. And when Danny passed, it was really hard. For 2 years, it's been really hard to look at those memories and think about it, and then put it on a tree and then live with it. But this was the year that we did. And, it's just cool to post that up and have that there. And, it did well. How many likes did that get? Let's get a little closer there. 29 likes. That's pretty good. I like that. And it's not about the likes, but it is nice to be recognized, right? So yes, this is showing right now, but really, really the screen looks like, if you try to go in there right now, it is dead. It is dead. So you're going to get something like this. Which sucks, because I wanted to have that moment on the show. Dang it. What are you going to do, right? You can't stop it. You can't control it. And I imagine, I envision, I was talking to Jason about this, and Jason, he used to be from Colorado. Now he's out east. And, it's kind of like stopping the Titanic, right? This massive ship. Think you have 170 million American users on this app. You have 7 million businesses on this app, American businesses on this app, and then you just turn it off. And it's kind of like that Titanic, the momentum, you know, and it's in physics, right? Big bodies in motion stay in motion until they meet another force, and that other force is turning that off. So then it's just winding down all those servers, all that data, everything winding down, coming to a stop. So then you have some things starting to blink out, and then like the music started to blink out, and then the green screen on the live started to blink out, and then just I started to notice that, you know, things were starting to mute and disappear, and then boop, that's how it was. Shoot, I wanted that moment. I wanted to get that moment on this live stream. And I know there were lives going because some of the people I was following, they were doing lives. They were right in the middle of it. They wanted to go down with the ship, and they sure did. Oh, yeah. So I was able to grab some stuff off, and I feel really good about that. Adam said he had one video on TikTok, and it was a turning point, and he wanted to get that. And I hope you got it, brother. I hope you got it. And you know, I was really pleased because I've got, you know, I mean, I think I have quite a few of the videos. I'm pretty sure I know I do. I just wanted some of the garden, right? Of the garden. I wanted to get I was kind of blown away about the Danny stuff and the videos that I had right there. So I really, once I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm getting this. I am getting this. So, you know, that was important to me to get that stuff. And I'm glad I did. So yeah. How about that? What do you all, yeah, good. Awesome, Adam. What do you all think about this? I mean, this is a big deal, right? I mean, this is 170 people. This is probably a little less than half the population of the United States was on this application. And a lot of businesses, 7 million businesses were on this. I mean, what do you think? I mean, this is kind of a big precedent, right? Big precedent. I mean, where do we go from here? And the reason I ask that is because Small Scale Life, I have a channel on Telegram, which is a Russian app. So what happens with that, right? Because some Russians are running that. Is that going to go away? I heard CapCut might be gone. And if you don't know what CapCut is an app that you use to edit videos. So I would use it and use it to edit videos and put them on YouTube or TikTok. And I guess it's on a foreign app, right? Lemonade, that's a ByteDance property, and people were flocking to that. But again, that is the same as TikTok, right? Or RedNote, which is actually hosted on mainland China and run by that country's companies or tech gurus or whatever. I mean, Tom Cotton said he's coming after that one too. I mean, where do we go with this? What if Elon Musk decides that I don't know what. What if Elon and Zuckerberg get into it, or they want to get rid of Google or YouTube because that's stealing off people? I mean, what about MeWe, right? Or Gab? I don't know what's about Gab, but you know, what happens, right? Because now, if you know how these folks think and what they do, I mean, they're all lawyers, right? A lot of them are lawyers up on the Hill and Supreme Court, all lawyers. They think in precedent. They always think in precedent. That's why they cite case law. Hey, we've done this before. We've done this before. We've done this. We've done that. We've had this. Precedent has just been set. Spotify, I guess, is a Swedish company. Temu is a Chinese company. I mean, this is amazing to me, right? I mean, what are we're in really weird dark waters, I think. I don't know, right? Yeah, and this is another part of it, is we have folks up there like Dianne Feinstein, rest in peace. She was in her late 80s, early 90s. You know, how many of these folks have VCRs at home that are blinking 12-0000, right? I mean, are you serious that you're using these applications? Do you know what you're doing, right? So I mean, if you look through the Supreme Court documents, and actually took a quick spin through them, I didn't look at them really close. I mean, I'm an engineer, I'm not a lawyer, right? So if you look at those, they did cite that the government was trying to provide some classified data, and the only way I can think that worked was like Palantir, right? And that's a app that scrapes. It's AI essentially that's scraping all the social media, and that they had amassed a file or something, but the Supremes couldn't look at it because that information couldn't be shared with the defense or with the other side. So, you can't just say, here's all this evidence I've collected, and not challenge it or peruse it or look at it. So it's just a weird deal. It's a weird deal. Oh man. Yeah. So anyway, it's gone. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know. I mean, is the new president and new administration going to have political capital to put into this? I mean, 170 million users, that's a large user base. And, I don't know. Or could it just go into the night and see how it all shakes out? Don't know. I mean, even if the president got into it, it would only be a 90-day extension, and they've got to hammer something out, or we could be right back here. So don't know. Would I go back to it? I don't know that either. It depends on the changes. I mean, it was easy to use. It was easy to upload things. I mean, Adam, what do you think? You uploaded one video. Did you find it easy to work with and use? I mean, I did. I really did. It was just easy to put on. The music was good. You could put on music, lower that. I didn't play with any of the filters, but yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's not going to fight to put it back in. And yeah, Adam agrees that it was easy to use. So, sometimes Instagram or Facebook or YouTube can be pretty clunky, really clunky to put up a video, really kind of hard sometimes. And you can't, I mean, one nice thing about Instagram is you can select what music, you can kind of shift where the cut is, and like, okay, I don't like this part. I want this part where it's kind of quiet and dramatic, or this part where it's pretty happy. You can do that. But YouTube, you can't. You just get what you get. And the algorithms are different too. I mean, one nice thing, and I did this in the earlier show, is I just showed you my feed where, yeah, okay, I had some stinkers where it only had, 25 people liked it. But then there was one where I had almost 9,000 people that liked it. And I also walked through my friend Adam Rick's profile, where he had almost 1 million likes on one, or people or views on one, where it went pretty viral, which is cool, So, one of my complaints, and one thing I'm really thinking about is, where do I go from here? And really trying to evaluate what's the next step. And, one of the issues that I've got, and it's a big one, is Instagram. Gardening is visual. Homesteading is visual. Yeah, we can talk about it on a podcast, but really to see the video is where it's worth its weight in gold, to see the thing that you're doing, to see the technique that you're implementing. And here's my Instagram, just scrolling down. Once upon a time, Instagram was super duper good, like super good. And I've been on Instagram for a long time, like a long time. And back in the old days of Instagram, I mean, I'm just looking at these where it's, back in the old days of Instagram, it was kind of like this, where you could post something. I don't know why that's not coming up. Stupid. You could post something, and this one right here with the red with the Homer bucket, and it had 25 likes on it, right? But then something changed. I mean, once upon a time, things were great. You could share right into Facebook, and you still can, but the algorithm didn't penalize you. It actually rewarded you. And something changed. Something really changed. Oh, this is when we're in Costa Rica right here. And why isn't that showing? Must be some changes going on at Instagram. But, you come up to like this post right here where it's got the raisins and the peanuts and the craisins right there. My most recent post. And this is something I was going to talk about. Okay, there we go. It's actually showing. Amazing. Whoa, amazing. Instagram's working. But you can see the views on this, right? And, okay, so it's got 60 views. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to say it. That's kind of meh. And, 98% of them are my followers. Only 2%, less than 2% are my non-followers. Interactions, 2. Something like this back in the day, man, I'd get like 30 likes on that thing. 30. And if you're trying to, here's another one. This deal is worth a whole podcast on its own, and it's going to be. I mean, it's liked by 12 people. Let's look at the stats. 146 views. Okay, accounts reached 119. 13 interactions, all from my followers, probably all of our family and friends, close friends. And this is Danny. This is my son, Danny. And this is a gentleman named Jacob, who this was Danny's first ultra race in the Zumbro Falls, Zumbrota, Minnesota, down in the hollow. They started the race in a blizzard, and Jacob came in first, and Danny was right behind him. And, it was an amazing story. And there's going to be more on this, but, I don't know. I just expected that to do better just because. And maybe it's my hubris. I don't know. But, here, only 39 accounts reached, right? 39 accounts reached. And then you look at what TikTok was doing, I mean, this one, 29 likes. And it's probably a couple hundred views, right? So why spend all the time trying to do this that's not paying off? I look at the website, or I look at Small Scale Life, and I look at the podcast, and where are people coming from? They're coming from Apple. They're not coming from Instagram or Meta products. They're just not. So why spend the time? Why waste my time? Yes, I have 2,300 viewers, 2,300 followers, and it's been up and down and bumping like crazy. But I mean, it's been going down, frankly. I mean, let's be honest here. I'm not going to hide. Let's see. Where is it? Okay. I can see it on my phone really easy. Yeah, maybe I'll do that because I don't want to waste time looking at this stupid Meta product. I'm a little salty right now. I'm going to admit it. I'm going to be salty. All right, hold on a second. And I haven't done anything different than what I've been doing. And it's just like, I don't understand you. I don't understand your program. I don't. I mean, okay, here we go. Hopefully y'all will be able to see this. Oh, God. Yikes. Let's turn this off. Nope, can't see it. Anyway, my follower details looks like the Rocky Mountains. They're up and they're down and they're up, or maybe Appalachia with more down than up. I haven't done anything different. I haven't made a big significant change. So why are we doing that, Meta? Are you wanting me to put money into it and boost my stuff? Yes, that's exactly what you want. So I don't know. I am really sour on Meta products right now. I mean, I do have my groups on Facebook, but I'm even those. It's like Deadwood City in there. And I'm wondering maybe it's time to shake things up a little bit. Maybe change things up a little bit. It's just, this is not, time is limited. We only have so much time in a day. We only have so much time in our life. I mean, I'm not spring chicken anymore. Adam, you aren't either. None of us are, right? So what are we doing? Where are we putting our time and effort? What are we trying to build and leave for someone else coming up behind us? Yeah, I've heard about Clapper, but I don't know. I've heard good and bad about it, so I haven't looked into it. But there's another part of me that's like, you know what? I have all these apps. I have YouTube, I have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, had TikTok. I've got Snapchat on my phone, but really? I've got MeWe. I've got, I've had Twitter once upon a time, but I dumped that. Inside Facebook, I'm running 3 groups. I'm running a page, and frankly, there's not a lot of interaction in the groups anymore. I think Facebook totally blew up the groups. So they're just not being pushed anymore. So yeah, here we go. Right? Yeah, running a website is too involved. I look at a guy named Toolman Tim, and maybe you know of Toolman Tim. He's done a great job. I've been on his show before, and he doesn't do anything on his website. He's been building his YouTube channel. Let's bring this up. Yeah, here we go. Oh, geez. Really? He's that big already? Amazing. Hold on, everybody. Hold on now. Let's bring him up, shall we? And Tim's a great guy. Great guy. Oh, no, that's not it. There we go. Toolman Tim's workshop. He reviews tools, talks about building community. He talks about prepping, all the things, small business stuff. And look at that. He's got 24,000 subscribers with 338 videos. Right? That's pretty good. Because you're monetized and stuff too. So, I think this is the reason why I started small scale gardening and small scale life in the first place, is to really build a physical thing to pass on to the boys. I hope they like bees too. But, I started small scale gardening, my first blog, after my dad and my grandma died. And my thought, my brother and I sat there and we were talking to each other going, well, what would grandma do? What would my dad do? Well, shit, let's document what we are doing, what we figured out. And maybe the boys don't have to recreate the wheel and do the same mistakes. And maybe somebody out there in Colorado or California or Maine will look at this and go, huh, so that's how they do potatoes. Oh, that's how they do tomatoes. That's how they get a lot of tomatoes. Why don't I try that? Maybe that'll work here. Maybe it won't, but we'll try it, So, yeah, I agree with this as well. The physical empire is harder for people to take from you. It absolutely is. We are, even on this platform, YouTube, or even on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, right? We are sharecropping. We have this little space that we're carving out and working really hard on and trying to sell our product. And we say the wrong thing, show the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, play some music in the background that's not approved by the YouTube algorithm or whatever, and suddenly strike, done, and then you're done. What do you do then, right? So, yeah, we rely heavily on the social media stuff, but, it can be a detriment too. Our reach is big, but sometimes it can be a big detriment. So I'm really excited about Toolman Tim. I think he's doing a great job. Another gentleman that is really interesting. There we go. Nate, garden like a Viking. Crazy, right? Garden like a Viking. And he's got 176,000 subscribers with 380 videos. And he does his live streams every Saturday. He's doing microgreens. He's really big into not chemical fertilizers, but worm casting teas and compost teas and all that stuff. and it's something, and this is all he's got. And yes, he's branching out into products like he had walking onions for sale. He's coming up with his fertilizers, his natural fertilizers. He's talking about, here we go, wood ash, fish, liquid calcium, that's with eggshells. Duh. He's rebuilding his whole garden and documenting that. Fish fertilizer, all that stuff. Probiotic fertilizer and homemade cheese. Really, that's interesting. But right? I mean, and he doesn't have a website. It's just all through YouTube. It's an interesting deal, right? And I spend the reason I'm going through this is I'm thinking a lot about how to do this better. I mean, the website is awesome. I love it. I love having a corner that's my own, that I own, a property that I own. But it takes time. It takes time to put it together. No, it's not even going to load right now because it's bogged down. Yeah, I mean, this is the truth. Social media has become marketing tools for me at this point, but my business isn't media based. Yes, exactly. I mean, I put a lot of time into the website and typing things from the podcasts and notes and all this thing, but is it worth it? Are a lot of people going there? Am I selling something? No. I mean, I'm looking at the statistics. That's just not there. So maybe it just needs to be a YouTube channel. I mean, I enjoy doing these live streams. I like talking, and I'm not sure that the podcast route is going to be around for a long time because it has gone to more of this medium. I mean, Jack Spurko, Adam, Jack. I mean, you've watched Jack before. Really big in the homesteading community. He is doing live streams. He's not, I mean, yes, he does the podcast, but he rips that audio and puts it in his podcast. I do the same thing, and that's what I've been doing for the past few months, is pulling from Facebook or from YouTube, dropping it into an editor, adding things to it. There you go. There's your podcast. Right? I mean, this could be the way. Right. And because we're all busy and we have to, one of the things about all this is, Julie tells me this all the time, you have to do the thing to get content for the channel or for the site or for your page. You have to do something. So there's the doing, and then there's the documenting, and then there's the editing, and then there's the compiling and posting. It's a process. I mean, at one time, the podcast thing, I mean, to think of an article, write that thing, then record that thing, then edit the thing, and then put all the stuff with the thing. It was a 4-hour thing, 4 to 6 hours. So, yeah, here we go. Yep. Grow the YouTube and keep uploading the audio to podcast. I've seen a lot of podcasters switch to that lately. Exactly. And you know why they do that? Here's why. So there's this little podcast button here, right, on the YouTube channel. And if I click that, suddenly, Tomato Man. Wait, who sung that? That's me. So there's 256 videos there. Well, how did those all get there? So I hooked up the RSS feed on my podcast host to YouTube, and they talk. So suddenly all those podcast episodes, all 243 of them, including the 2 that you were on, my friend, right into YouTube, and here they are. So boom, and then, you've got all of those podcasts. I want to binge a podcast. There you go. Binge-worthy stuff. And I don't have to do anything. I do it once. I put the text in there. In Fireside, I put all the text in there, put what we talk about, and this is formatted like doggy doo-doo, but there it is, right? And it's all right there, done. Done. I don't have to go take it here and then move it to my site and then write it and kind of, jiggle and make sure it's good and then edit and then post and all the tags and all of this and that. Nope, it's just one shot, done. So I don't have to spend tons of time doing it. And not that I don't want to spend tons of time, but I don't have a lot of time. I mean, I got other stuff happening, right? And I've really been liking the lives. They've been fun. With my man Adam Rick, and we've been doing our lives every Monday. And then today, this one I turned on to private. I'm not sure if that's going to get bonked or not because of some of the music that was in the background. So I'm not sure. Of course, that site doesn't exist anymore. So, but you could actually see my site as it was and see, some of the videos that I was showing, just as a kind of a nostalgia tour before it went dark. So anyway, what else do you want to talk about? Here we go. Here you go. And if you really go to YouTube, you can add the Patreon aspect for premium content or early access. Well, funny thing about that. Funny thing you mentioned that, dude. Let's see. Yeah, stay with me for a second. Wow, I haven't been here in forever. Sadly. Boy, do I even have a creator site anymore? Oh, yeah, here we go. Creator Hub. Wow, sir. I might have deleted it, to be honest with you. Anyway, yes, truth. Truth. Let's go here. So yeah, you're totally right about that. And I did have a Patreon site all set. This isn't mine. This is Modern Homesteading Podcast, but I did have one all set up at one time with different tiers and everything. I might have blown it up at one point though, because it wasn't doing anything. And I just, to keep it going, it's like, what are we doing here? So, yeah, it's not liking it. Not liking it. So I think I might have blown it up at one time because it just wasn't happening. And I really was trying to rejigger things and reset things. So that's, there wasn't a whole, there were articles and stuff on there. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have deleted that, but sometimes you get a little frustrated and just say, delete. There's also a goofy thing about Patreon, in the homesteading community, right? Where, Patreon's going to use those funds and take a percentage and do some dumb things with them that we don't like. And there was a whole bunch of that going on at one time too. So I'm not sure if there's people still feel that way, but they were a few years ago, like 2016 timeframe or so. So, or 2018. And you just couldn't get any traction there. So that might be something that comes back. Not sure. I got to do some work on that, but I did have some garden tours and some other things on there that were interesting and nice little write-ups and stuff. But that stuff is long since gone. So yeah. So there we go. TikTok, my friend, is over for now. Over for now. Not available right now. What are we going to do? Right? What are you going to do? Oh, yeah, that's true, too. That is a very good point. So everyone has a gripe about something. Yes. I'm grumpy right now. I can be grumpy. Grumpy is anger is the body's, defense mechanism, right? And we can be angry and get all that out. Just getting all that out. But yes, this is true too. Even YouTube has a membership option, and that is very true. Garden Like a Viking, right? He's got a membership, and Small Scale Life is a member there. I was there the day he launched it, and that also helps your YouTube channel get exposure because you're YouTube algorithm says, hey, people like this and they're paying him money, so let's promote that. So that is true. That is something we could do here as well. Something I need to think about. Very good point, Adam. Very good point. You're so smart. How'd you get so smart? So there we go. I mean, lots to think about, lots to do. It's a brave new world. We are in interesting times, right? And there's a lot of interesting things that we saw through this whole process. And it is amazing. As Hemingway said, it happened slowly and then really fast, just like bankruptcy. It happens slowly over time and then really fast. Collapses of empire slowly and then really fast. I saw a leg just go by there. What was that? I think I got deer that are walking by out there, going to the watering tank. They're getting a little water. I do. I've got deer that come through here all the time, and so they're very thirsty, especially when it's so cold out. Yes, people hating on Patreon. To be fair, it was bias one. It was bias one, and they changed my subscription per month to per creation. Yeah, there was some changes too, and I got to look into that as well. So I did like the per month thing. I thought that was good. Just like a magazine, right? You're subscribing to a magazine, and maybe that's better for the YouTube type, the YouTube subscription thing. So I was just watching that little bug that was zipping by. What the hell? There's nothing down here for it to go to. I mean, was it dust? I don't know. It was weird, for sure. There's weird things that show up on my live streams at night sometimes. I mean, we were doing a live stream right around Halloween, and something like came down and and it wasn't just like a little speck of dust. It was like a thing. And I looked around for what that was, like a big bug or something, and it wasn't. And it was bigger than a bug. So I don't know. Sometimes weird things happen here on live streams late at night here at the Small Scale Life Podcast. And that, my friends, is why we need to do this more, right? Do a little woo stuff. Oh, Adam's rolling his eyes and he's going, oh my God. There is something to that, my friend. I think they do. I think sometimes, especially this time of year, the veil is very thin. We just had the full moon, and that was a big full moon, the wolf moon. And it is pretty amazing, the time of year and all the energy that's going on. There's a lot of funky stuff, energy going on, and we are in for a really interesting journey in 24 through 26. So giddy up, everybody. Get ready. It's going to be funky and really could be bumpy. So I hope you're all ready. It's going to get interesting. That's why we have each other, right? Community. We're all here together. So, yeah, with that said, wow, geez, should we go for an hour? What the hell? Why not, right? See, did you see that little thing that just shot off that way? What the hell was that? So you might be wondering, well, why are you podcasting this late? Or why are you doing this so late? Well, Jules on a trip. She's down in Punta Cana, which is awesome. So good for her, getting out of here and going to somewhere warm. And it's just me. So I've got a lot of stuff happening this weekend. I was making suet cakes, of course. So I have these heart-shaped suet cakes, which are awesome. And they got a ribbon on them. And I'd show you the TikTok video, but that's gone. Wait, maybe it's here on YouTube. I think it is. Oh, yeah. There we go. Hold on. Got a screen to share. Which one? This one. That one. So yeah, I've got these heart-shaped suet cakes, and I've been putting them on a ribbon so you can hang them from just a tree branch or from a hook. Really nice. And those are fun. The birds love them. Birds love the suet. They have been pounding it. So That is not even moving. Well, hell. Well, we'll just stop that. So that was a pileated woodpecker that was hitting that bird feeder, and there was a little bit of suet left. Cleaned it out, totally cleaned it out. So I had to make some new stuff and get it in there. So was working on that. I was working on, I've got some new kombucha that is brewing. And then I'm working on salsa. And you're like, well, it's minus 50 million degrees out there. How the hell are you working on salsa? So I took all the tomatoes and I froze them. So tomorrow is going to be tomato processing. I was chopping like a madman. I was at the store, bought peppers, onions, all kinds of peppers and onions and everything. So I was chopping all that up today as I was waiting for TikTok to explode, which it did. And tomorrow will be tomato processing. And then also made some great chicken for dinner for the week. So I'm going to not starve this week. I'm in good shape because I'm the cooking guy. I do the cooking now. And it was a crock pot chicken, so it's going to be delicious. So yeah, it's all happening here. We got it all going on. So what else is happening? So finish up the salsa. I have a pressure canner that I want to try. Never done that before. I've done all water bath canning. So we're going to try a pressure cooker. Hopefully I don't blow up the landing. That would be great, right? Really good. And it's supposed to just dive. The temperature is supposed to bottom out. So it is going to be cold. So, all our birds are gone except for geese and mountain bluebirds this time of year. Hey, send me a picture of mountain bluebirds. I would love to see what that looks like. I don't think I've ever seen one of those. That's been one of the, well, I'll pull it up here. You can confirm it, my friend. Oh. Well, those are pretty. Hold on now. Yeah, our geese are gone. Well, they're over in the main channel, but they're not here because if they were here, they'd be popsicle geese. But they will be back this spring. No question about it. So these are the mountain bluebirds, huh? Is this what they look like, my man? I mean, those are pretty. Those are really pretty. We had some, I think, indigo buntings out at the farm, but we have not had bluebirds here to my knowledge. Yep. Good. And so if you're looking for indigo buntings, that's a bluebird. Indigo buntings, wow, they look very similar, but they're kind of finchish. They look like a finch, like almost like a little fat finch. And yeah, that's cool. So pictures don't show how bright those bluebirds are. Yeah, I mean, birds are amazing. So we had a few of these wander into the farm, and they were cool. It was like early spring, they'd come in and you'd see these come in, maybe a couple of them in our feeders, and then they were gone. And then the scarlet tangers, those are always cool too. They were around, but they were tough to get into the feeder. So these guys, these are cool birds as well, and very bright, awesome birds. The other birds that I miss that I had, we had a lot of these rose-breasted grosbeaks. They are fun. They are super chill bird. So these would go into my big bird feeder and they would just like hang out. They're like the dude of the birds, right? You could walk up there, get a few feet away from them, and you're like, oh, the dude abides. I'm just eating this bird seed. Awesome, man. This is awesome, man. And they didn't freak out. They were really cool. They really liked the grape jelly or the cranberry jalapeno jelly that I would put out for the Orioles. They would just eat that up as well. So I really miss these guys. I had one come in last spring and he hung out for a little bit, but then he took off. So this is a weird spot because we get birds in on their migration and they hang out for a bit and then they're through. Then they go through. The woodcocks, they were very cool. When were they through? They came out. Let me pull up a photo. I have one. So, it was snowing. It was pretty nasty day. And I was looking out in the back and all of a sudden there's this weird bird doing its weird dance thing. And there it is. That is the American woodcock. So this guy, and they kind of do the look it up sometime in a video. They're super cool. And then the yellow rumped warbler. God, I sound like a nerd. What is wrong with me? What happened, man? I used to be a football captain and all this stuff, and now I'm talking about yellow rumped warblers. Oh my God. What happened? What happened, Adam? What happened, dude? Here it is. The yellow rumped warbler, this guy. They showed up, and it was right when we had a hatch of little bugs coming out. Oh yeah. Bird nerd, dude. I am a bird nerd. Totally. So these guys descended, and Jeannie did get one. So usually they're too quick for her, but she did get one that wasn't ready. And they're really super cool. They were just chowing down on all kinds of bugs that we had popping in the, because we're right by the water. So it's like time for everything to pop out, And my favorites, of course, we'll pretty much end on our favorites here. Well, there's a couple favorites I've got. So this one right here. Yeah, Baltimore Orioles. Absolutely. Who knew we could have a bird talk, right? So yeah, we have a lot of feeders out, and we had a ton of them in. We had like we had, I don't know, probably 12 that were coming in every day, and man, they went through the jelly like crazy. And that's where I found out that cranberry jalapeno jelly is a favorite. And the great thing is the squirrels don't like it. They don't, because it's got the capsaicin in it. It's got that spicy in there. So that's why I do have suet that has the capsaicin in it. The squirrels won't eat it. They won't touch it. I mean, if they're super hungry, they will. But for the most part, they won't touch it. So, the Orioles are awesome. They make me super happy. Of course, our hummingbirds make us super happy too. That was the first Oriole that we had last year. Yeah, this is awesome stuff right here. Nope. And I'll show you another one because, I'm a bird nerd. Here we go. This female Oriole right there. And they get into the hummingbird feeders as well, which is totally fine. We totally love that. Having a big lens really helps because I can get shots like this, and it wasn't the shot I was looking for. Where is it? Yeah, there's my grosbeak buddy. Yeah. One day. That's all I got with my buddy. I'm getting better with the photo thing. So there we go. That's our grosbeak buddy. He was in for a day, just hanging out. And like I said, they are the super chill. That's why we like them so much. They're just super chill. And they'll just hang out. I'm not seeing the one I wanted. I had a really super cool picture of a hummingbird. And last year was a hard year. We didn't get a lot of hummingbirds. So that's going to spur projects for this year. We want to get more pollinators in the shoreline. We want to attract more hummingbirds. We want to keep them here. We had, and that also attracts your monarchs, your monarch butterflies, your swallowtail butterflies. I did have 2 monarch caterpillars that were right here, right outside my window. And we want to have those creatures here. So adding the comfrey, adding the bee balm, adding black-eyed Susans, adding those pollinators, sage, keeping them here because it's food for them and they love it and we want them here. That's one nice thing we had at the farm. We had thistle, which I don't want, but it attracted a lot of birds. But we had so much comfrey. I had 18 plants. And then we had hostas and we had lilies and we had so many flowers, way too many flowers to be honest with you. And the orchard, I mean, we had so many birds, it was pretty amazing. But we're going to put things on our shoreline that keep the birds, attract the birds, keep the birds, attract the pollinators, bees, butterflies. We want that. So, that's important to us, is to have that here. And it also helps the garden, right? I mean, if you've got pollinators that are here nonstop, your stuff's getting pollinated. You won't get any of these weird looking cucumbers that are like a gourd. It's poor pollination, right? So we want our pollinators here. We want that. And we'll do everything we can to keep our little feathered friends happy. That's fun for us too. So it was one of the cool things of someone on TikTok, a lady on TikTok. She's also on Instagram. That's where I first ran across her. She feeds the birds like crazy, more than me, which is amazing. But she had a whole thing about, feeding the birds is so important because it's part, she was initially thinking that she's keeping the birds alive and healing those birds and everything. But then she realized that, those birds are actually helping and healing me. And I think that's true. I mean, the birds have been part of my journey since Danny passed, and really getting into the birds. And it's like, I don't know, just something cool about it. And, here we go. Yes. Russian sage and salvia. Yes. The best plants. Yep. I agree with you totally. I mean, think of that Russian sage with all those buds coming up off of it. Same with salvia. I've seen so many bees and bumblebees hitting the salvia. It's pretty amazing. So, and it's stuff that Jules will use in her wedding floral business. That's going to be stuff we're going to be talking about in the future too, is wedding floral design or yoga stuff. I'm going to get her on the show. Watch out. And then you'll see Jules on the show. It's always fun to have her on because we laugh a lot. And some of my best bits came from her getting on the show. So with that said, I'm over an hour. We had a little bird chat at the end. It was cool. Lavender. Yeah, lavender's tricky. And there are some lavender farms here that have popped up recently, more down towards the Mississippi and by our old house, by the farm. Super cool. I mean, we thought about trying it. We were going to have a You Pick 'em flower farm at one point, and this small scale life thing was going to become the farm and flower show. We had big ideas, but that would have been financial disaster, I think, but maybe not. I don't know, but just didn't happen. It didn't happen there. Oh God, the day the plumber came to put in multiple hydrants and just showed up in his tractor, and he was just going to do it. And we were like, we don't have a contract. I don't know, dude. And he was just going to go. I got a job over the hill next week, and I thought I'd come over here and just do this real quick. And we were just like, dude, we met you once, and now you're going to just do it for like $10,000? I don't think so, man. So yeah, that was just a note from the universe that you need to stop that. Don't do that shit. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And I'm sorry that we couldn't really watch the lights turn off and the closing time. You can stay wherever you want, but you can't stay here at TikTok. Oh man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, wow. That's interesting, Adam. See, we should have talked before we went down that path. What Adam said, after working at the greenhouse, return on investment on a plant business is worse than opening a restaurant. And so many restaurants fail in that first 2-3 years. It is just murder and really hard to make a go of it because your capital costs and the food you have to have on hand and everything. And you think about it, your flowers and your seedlings, you have to put out all that cash for soil and seed or plants, or get a grower to bring them in and keep them alive and water them. And you have all this infrastructure, especially here where it's minus 900 degrees, right? We're in Hoth up here, right? And you got to keep those plants alive. And then you're in a volume business. You got to sell all that volume. Otherwise it's done, right? By May, you're done, or June, you're done. There's just no more. Nobody's buying the veggies. You can probably sell baskets and stuff, but it's just, you got to hit it and you got to sell it and then you got to move it. Otherwise, you're composting it and it's a loss. So, yeah, tough. So, yeah, closing time. TikTok isn't working for you or me. So, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We are mourning TikTok with my 2 candles. Very sad. Very sad. Yep. Mother's Day is the #1 selling day for plants in America, just like in the flower business. Valentine's Day is the #1 day. Mother's Day is also a very important day, but Valentine's Day is incredibly important. And that's where all the flower shops make their money. Valentine's Day. Don't buy roses. Get different flowers like, I don't know, black-eyed Susans or something like that. Don't buy the roses because they're overpriced. They mark them up. Huge pro tip. So sad as it is, our TikTok friends are done. So onward and upward, folks. 2025 is going to be an interesting year. There's going to be a lot of changing and shifting. And just buckle yourself in and be ready for what comes. Have a little food on hand, have some water on hand, grow a little bit of your own food. Know your neighbors. I mean, this is the important stuff. This isn't time to FAFO, so to speak, right? So let's go. It's time. It's time to stop messing around. Let's get busy. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This is Tom from Small Scale Life. Remember to learn, do, grow, be a little better every day. And I kind of like this. This is fun. I was much better today than I was on Monday and like chasing around looking for everything. It was much better. So I hope you all have a good night. Doff your eyes and say your prayers for TikTok. It'll be fine. We'll see you soon. Monday, 7:30 p.m. Central. If you have any ideas for a show title or for show topic, throw it down in there in the comments. Love to know what you all want to hear and want us to talk about. And have a great day. Happy MLK Day and inauguration. We'll see you real soon. Take care. Oop, I do this all the time. I'm just supposed to like not leave the studio. You got to end the stream. Here we go.